I love the scripture that says that when supper being ended, after supper being ended, Jesus took off his robe and he put on a towel. He wrapped around a towel and he began to wash his disciples' feet, laying aside. And I was thinking, if Jesus would lay aside his garment so that he can wash his disciples, they were even shocked. Master, you are washing our feet. Even Peter refused. And then he said to Peter, if I don't wash your feet, then you have no part in this. Because I'm trying to teach you something. I'm trying to show you servitude. Because servitude is not being subservient. You are not serving because you are little. In fact, you are serving because you are big. Only big people can serve. Because small people, they think that they are being mistreated. They don't see serving as a serving as a service to God. Service to God, service to humanity is service to God. And you don't have to serve people who will clap for you. I know we like the accolades of people. I know we like being celebrated. I know we like being seen. But you don't have to. Because there is your Father in secret, who sees in secret and who rewards in secret. And so I was thinking, what are some of the things that you are willing to lay aside for you to be able to serve? Because there must be something that you are willing to lay aside for you to serve. And the first thing that I thought of is title. Are you willing to lay aside your title? Oh, I am the boss. I am the bishop. I am the pastor. I am so and so. I heard of a story of a certain preacher. He's an international preacher, you know him, if I would just mention. And there was a time he was saying that he went into a certain conference, pastors' conferences. And because it is a pastor's conferences, there was nobody to play the music, to play the piano. And the host bishop said, Bishop so-and-so, would you please go and play the piano? And he thought, wait a minute, why are you belittling me? Why are you telling me to do such a mundane task? And he said, I don't do that. I'm a pastor. And the bishop turned to him and said, who plays in your church? Because, you know, then before he became an international preacher, he used to preach in a storefront. And so he is the one who was playing the piano. He was doing the music. He was doing the choir. And so he was so much embarrassed, and he went ahead to play the piano. So what are you willing to lay aside? Are you a bishop or a pastor? Are you a boss? Are you a CEO? Are you a principal or are you a teacher? What are you willing to lay aside? Do you think that because you are a bishop or a pastor or a CEO or a manager, that God calls you with that title? God don't know you with that title. He knows you as a servant. And that's why at the end of the day he will say, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things. Now I'll make you ruler over many. So are you willing to lay aside your title? The other thing, are you willing to lay aside your talent for you to be able to serve? Can you use your talent to serve others? Can you use what you know and not ask for money? You see, the problem that we have in the church even today is that people want to be paid for everything that they do. When someone leads a solo, they want to be paid. When one plays a piano, they want to be paid. When someone cleans the toilet, they want to be paid. When someone cuts the grass, they want to be paid. Even those who are in the auditorium, those who are sitting in the pew, everybody wants to be paid. Freely you received, and so freely you should give. Are you willing to lay aside? You know, when we talk about giving, most people think that I will only give when I have something. But do you know that when you offer yourself, when you give that talent that you have for the sake of others, for the sake of the work of the kingdom, you are really giving. You don't have to give money. You don't have to give material stuffs for God to see it as a giving. You can give yourself. In fact, Romans 12 tells us that Paul was telling the church of Rome, I beseech you therefore by the mercies of God that you offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, so that you may be able to test what is that good, pleasing, and perfect will of God. So it starts with you. You start by giving yourself before you give anything else. And let me tell you, if there is something that really touches God and can touch even your community, is when you give your talent. There are so many people who are talented, but they don't want to do anything with what they got. And so I'm challenging you today. Lay aside your talent. Lay aside. And you don't have to be perfect. Because the problem is, some people are waiting for that perfect time for them to lay it aside. After the supper being ended, Jesus laid aside his garment. The other thing that you can lay aside is your temperament, your emotions, your attitudes. There are people who are governed by their feelings, their emotions. In every situation, they will express their attitude. So the way you lay aside, do you know that attitude can make you be disqualified in the presence of God? I know that it can make you be disqualified, because when Cain offered his sacrifice before God with his brother Abel, and God had favor with the sacrifice of Abel, and Cain was mad, he was wroth. Later, God asked Cain, why is thy countenance falling? Why are you angry? If thou doest what your brother did, will I not bless you? Because there are so many people who think that God is a respecter of persons. God is not a respecter of persons. God is a respecter of principles. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you? God is a respecter of principles. And once you are ready to respect his principles, then God has no option but to bless you. He will bless you. God is not a respecter of persons. And so are you willing to lay aside your emotions, your temperament, your anger? Lay it aside, even when you know that you are right. Even when you know that you are the one who was right, are you willing to lay it aside? Are you willing to lay aside your talent? Are you willing to lay aside your title? Too much of yourself can destroy the mission. Yeah. Even when God wanted to save the humanity, he knew too much of himself would destroy the mission, and so he had also to lay aside. He came in the form of a flesh, the very thing that God hated, because a carnal mind is an enmity to God. A carnality, carnivorous, where we get the word meat. Do you know, for God to be a human was so humiliating. Even the angels, they could not understand that the God that they bow before would reduce himself to human. So are you willing to lay aside? And God is not asking you to lay aside something that he is not also willing to lay aside too. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you? So I challenge you, my brothers and sisters. I challenge you, my brothers and sisters, wherever you are watching me from, wherever you are watching this video from. It may be in Saudi Arabia, it may be in Malaysia, it may be in Istanbul, it may be in Ukraine, it may be in Bohemia. Wherever you are, lay aside something. Because when you are willing to lay aside, you see, you cannot stretch your hands. When your hands are full, God has nowhere else to add more. So you must always create a capacity. And you only create a capacity by giving. When the boy who had 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread gave, do you know what Jesus did with that? Do you know what Jesus did with that? He fed 5,000 men, not mentioning children, women and children, until there was 12 baskets of leftovers out of 2 fish and 5 loaves. So you do not know what you are having. Do not despise yourself. Small is the new big. Lay aside something. Lay aside something. Today, lay aside something. Come on, lay aside something.